Welcome to UGC EPG Pathshala. I'm Somnath Roy. I'll be speaking on the module called Recognition of Spoken Word, written by Dr. Samudra Vijaya K. I'll be speaking on behalf of him. The course content is the following. We'll be looking at the introduction of how recognition of words can be done, followed by recognition of static patterns, what kind of static patterns are available in the sounds, and how it can be modeled. And we'll look at especially the statistical model, probabilistic model, Gaussian mixer model, artificial neural network, and support vector machine in brief details. So, and followed by summary it says that speech recognition is the process of deciphering the linguistic message carried by an acoustic speech signal generated by human speech production apparatus. So as you can look at the figure 1 in this module, you can see that once we speak the sequence of wave file which contains lots of linguistic information encoded into it. So we have to decode it, this speech signal in such a way that all the linguistic information encoded in it could be deciphered in systematic way, which is decodable by the listeners. So in an automatic speech recognition system is a special case of pattern recognition, where it has two cycles. One is where we generates the model, and another is once we test those models using something which is not used in the training the model. So the input to an SR will be a speech signal, where signal processing module will look at those speech signal and will pre-process it. In the pre-processing module, what it will do is it will remove the noise. It may amplify the signal if it is not amplified, or if some section of the sound is not correctly if it is not proper, then amplification and noise removal or noise reduction is one of the pre-processing step. And second pre-processing step is the feature extraction. As we discussed that we need some feature to represent the sound signal. So in this case we will be extracting, let's say, MFCC. Then we need some pre-processing module which can extract all 39 MFCC from short speech signal of the input signal, and these features will go to the training module. And once the training module is generated, then that training model can be used for looking at the pattern from the input test module, and we'll get the transcription. So in supervised pattern recognition system contains of 3 blocks, as we have seen. One is called signal processing, another is called training of class model, and third is called matching feature of a test pattern with trained model. So as we have already looked at the feature dimension what we will be using, so we'll be using in this case 39 dimensional MFCC feature. Continuing with recognition of static pattern. Let's say if we have to recognize a static pattern where a single segment of speech sound is uttered without taking any previous context. If we are just uttering, let's start the recognition of one vowel spoken in isolation. So as we have seen in the previous module, that formant frequencies can characterize vowels in a good fashion. So we can use the formant frequencies as a features to characterize the vowels. So if we plot the chart, the two-dimensional plot using F1 and F2 for each vowels, then we can find that each vowel has its own specific region on this F1, F2 scales. and it can be plotted in terms of ellipses. And but there are some some sort of overlap between these ellipses, so that reason may be confusing, but most of the reasons are pretty clear. So if we have this kind of plot is there, and if we want to test some vowel, that which in which category or which vowel it is, then what we will do is we will plot that vowel in this F1 F2 chart and try to find the distance from the vowel to that vowel to be located into. So what we will compute is we'll compute the Mahalanobis distance, or using this formula written is root under I equal to 1 to n sigma xi minus yi square divided by si square, where si is the variance and xi is the input signal and yi is the label class. So if we compute the distance and whatever is the minimum, so let's say if it is at the minimum distance with a vowel, then that test vowel is our a vowel. So now, as we discussed that what will happen in case if it is if that vowel falls in the overlapped region, then it is very difficult to measure it with the distance. That's in that case that vowel plot is the plot of F1 F2 is not enough to categorize these sort of vowels. Then we use probabilistic model, as we have seen that it is very difficult to disambiguate the vowels if it is fall into the overlapped region. So what we do in that case is we train a Gaussian model, and using that Gaussian model we compute the maximum likelihood estimate of the test point. So if let's say if we have a trained model for all the classes, and if we compute the maximum likelihood estimation for let's say if we have a test point x and we are computing the maximum likelihood estimation with the mth vowel class, and if it is greater than all other existing classes, then that test point will fall into the mth vowel class. So that is this is done using single Gaussian distribution, but single Gaussian distribution may not be enough for characterizing the all sorts of vowel clearly. Therefore, a more powerful model that is called Gaussian mixture model can be used for building a more powerful model to characterize all these sort of patterns. So in the basic idea behind this sort of Gaussian mixture model is, instead of training a single Gaussian, let's say if there is a vowel, then a vowel spoken by 10 people can have in 2 people can the formant range or the model may be same for 2 people. But if we are using multiple Gaussian mixture, then the model let's say 3 Gaussian mixture, then the model will be different for all these 3 people. So we will have unique representation for using Gaussian mixture model to characterize all these patterns. So and another more powerful machine learning tool is called artificial neural network, where you'll have an input layer, one is hidden layer and another is output layer. So what you do is you feed the features using input layers, and those input layers will have some weight attached to that, and once it goes to the hidden layer, it computes the sum of all the input coming through the input layers multiplied by those weights, and then on that sum it computes the sigmoid or sigmoid function, which is a non-linear function. You can use some sort of there are various other non-linear functions to that can be leveraged at that point. So what we want to do is there we have to, the intention is to add non-linearity to the incoming signals and model it between 0 to 1. That's why we use sigmoid function. And sigmoid has another advantage as well, that the differentiation of sigmoid can be represented in the terms of same functions. And another nonlinear function that can be used is tan hyperbolic x. So there are different type of functions that can be used to train an artificial neural network to categorize these sort of signals. So it has been seen that if we train a deep neural network means if we add more hidden layers, then it is possible that we can add classify even something where we need some non-linear structure to categorize that. So it is a deep neural network is a very powerful tool to categorize these sort of both linearly and non-linearly separable data. So the intent is that by adding more hidden layers, we make our network deep, and our deep network are capable of classifying both linear as well as non-linearly separable data. Another sort of powerful machine learning technique, which is a binary classifier, is called support vector machine. And support vector machine is a geometric classifier. It uses a hyperplane, maximum margin hyperplane from the nearest data point from the two classes, and it tries to maximize the gap between those 2 points. So it has different sort of kernels which can classify both linearly and non-linearly separable data. So so in this module, what we have seen is we have seen what kind of features do we need to build speech recognition models. We need signal processing module to extract the features, to remove the noise and amplify the signal. Then we need on those obtained features, we have to generate the model, and then we have to on that generated model we can find the pattern. So and then we have looked at different kind of statistical models, probabilistic model, Gaussian mixture model, and artificial neural network, and finally the support vector machine. So these are the powerful machine learning algorithm that can be used to build good classifiers for speech recognition or other purposes. Thank you very much.